You're listening to the FTWpodcast.com, where we talk about wrestling in all of its laughable glory. Here's a clip from this week's episode.
Raw started out with an event that if you didn't see it, you wouldn't believe it. Basically, Brock comes out and does this little thing. Cena comes out and interrupts. They do like a... Cena comes out, smacks Brock in the face. Brock tackles him, gets one solid right hook in on Cena. Cena's mouth gushes blood. Then literally, shit hit the fan. Nobody knew what happened. Did Brock actually hit Cena? Was it legit? The entire back room empties, and for one crystallizing moment, there was a solid, holy fuck, what the hell did we just see? And then Raw tanked from there. You could tell, like, I just thought it was incredible, because once that happened, I mean, King and Cole had nothing, because they were like, oh shit. I mean, there was this moment of what just happened. Like, was it legit? And then, like, over the course of the show, you realize it was a bump, it was missing, it was just, bleh. It was crap. In the chat saying Cena bleeding, always fun. Anyway, Charles Kress from PW Torch tweeted to us, one of the problems with Lesnar Cena is that it doesn't feel spontaneous. That's what made the Summer Punk so special. Imagine if there weren't rumors over WrestleMania weekend that they announced Lesnar hosting Raw and then had Cena brawl with him. It'd be newsworthy, which is true. I gotta be honest.
But you can't recreate, you can't expect everything to be Summer of Punk.
Yeah, but
that's what made that special. It was the thing that happened, and it was, like the people movement kind of thing going on. Like, that was huge. It was exciting, but not everything can. If they did it again with Brock in a similar fashion, nothing's going to have that spark. You can't. If you try to do it again, then it just seems forced.
See, but here's the thing. It's what Daniel Bryan's going through right now, where it's this huge upswelling from the fans. I got to be honest. When Cena came back out and did his promo with laryngitis, I was like, okay, here's the thing. They can go two ways with this. They either continue the storyline where Cena's kind of upset and he's like, I'm going to put this right. Or Cena actually acts like Brock did it. Like he hit him. And he's just like, no, get the camera out of here. I'm talking to you right now. Or they keep talking about Cena coming out. And I just think it'd be great if you did see, like, if they played that. Because it was a moment, just an amazing moment that could have been a launching pad for something amazing. And all they had to do was play it like, there are now cracks in the foundation. These two really don't like each other now. Cena was not supposed to slap Brock. It went too far. Brock popped Cena as a cheap shot during the promo, and now Cena's done. Like, they announced that they're doing the match, and then all of a sudden on SmackDown or later in the show, they just drop the fact that these two aren't a match anymore. I mean, you would get us incredibly interested in it, like you did with CM Punk, because we were like, holy crap, what's he going to do?
Well, at this point, I think they're still trying to do something with it, but I think if they were to just go ahead, using your scenario, go ahead and drop the match, act like they're going to drop the match.
No, you can't do it now.
I know, but I was going to say, if they would have done it, I think that would have been one of the worst things they could have ever done.
What? What are you on, Joe?
No. He does it. Oh, are you saying just by pay-per-view buys because the casual fan won't tune in, or?
To me, it would be like, oh no, okay, we're not doing it. Like that would signify to me just bad things in the company.
Well, like, the thing is that I think the idea of the company is trapped because they need to push Cena because he's the face of the company. They need to push Lesnar because, they brought him back and obviously they're paying him a decent amount of money to show up on screen. These are two people they have to have. And then if it, like, that moment at the beginning of Raw could have been, oh wow, it could have been what they were trying to do with Rock versus Cena, where they're like, we don't like you. Well, I don't like you personally. It's like, yeah, all right. Here's a moment where they could have went, wow, they really could have done that. Like, they really could have done it, and it would have been perfect. But yeah,
I'm with Harrison here. They had a moment where you could have Cena come out and continue to play the angle that Brock Lesnar actually punched him, that something broke down.
You don't even have to have Cena. Don't even have just have him interrupt something. Have him do like Cena and David Otunga. They're like, well, that's the thing for the match. He comes out. He's not even dressed for the ring, and he's like, no, I'm not even doing this. What Lesnar did was off. Punk came out here. He cut a shoot promo. I mean, Cena has no problem going off script, and he has no problem referencing the fact that he's doing a character, that he's cutting a shoot, whatever it is. I think they should have just scrapped Cena and Otunga, send Cena out there with the mic, and say, do what Punk did, and let's see where this goes.
Well, I think they should have scrapped it anyway because, God, the amount of baby oil that was left in that ring.
I mean, I mean,
It's Otunga.
I'll tell you what. I was not excited about Lesnar's return. I'm probably one of like the 5 people who's not excited about Lesnar returning. Lesnar was a subpar wrestler the first time he was in WWE. He was
He's NCAA champion.
Hang on, let me finish. He's a subpar MMA fighter, and now he's going to be a subpar wrestler in the WWE yet again. I got a lot more interested in Lesnar's return at the beginning, like Harrison was describing. When he came out and Cena slaps him and Lesnar just tackles him and just pops him in the face and bleeds. Everybody played their part perfectly in Raw, to the point where even I'm sitting there, I'm like, was that supposed to happen?
Yeah,
or did Cena just royally piss Lesnar off
exactly.
and Lesnar say, fuck you?
Exactly. Like when there's a moment when you're looking there and you're like, okay, there are people in the middle of the ring right now that I've never seen before. Not refs, not talent. These are backstage people that WWE, I'm willing to bet, won't admit exist. And then here they are in the middle of the ring holding these two apart. It's like, I mean, I was watching it with my wife and she's like, well, who are those people? I'm like, I don't know. And that's what's so cool about it.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said,
That's
Cena,
the mid card, Harrison.
and like
Harrison,
you said,
that was Alex Riley is who you're looking at.
And Bill DeMott.
and like you said, Harrison, King and Cole played their roles perfectly. I mean, they had nothing to say.
Because you can tell it was that moment where when they saw Cena with blood in his face, you don't know what to do because you're like, we don't show blood. Was that a bump? Did Lesnar actually do it? I mean, I like the idea, like you were saying, you know, Cena pissed off Lesnar. Lesnar does the thing because it seemed like, look, the whole, once they hit ground and everything, and when I watched it in replay, I'm like, yeah, this isn't doing it for me because if there's one thing Lesnar knows how to do, it's how to ground and pound, and he did a shit job. So you could tell it was a missed punch. But the idea that maybe he sneaks one in there right in the beginning, you know, he let his emotions get the better of him, and Cena's like, no, I'm the face of the company. I just carried Rock throughout this entire thing. Oh my God. I mean, that's just, I don't know.
You've got a perfect feud there. You have Cena getting fed up. Like, no, you know what? I'm getting tired of carrying people, of making people look good, and having everybody shit on me for it. And you've got Lesnar, who's coming back, and I mean,
this right.
The WWE, in my opinion, missed a golden opportunity to make this feud epic.
Yeah, it's just tired. Anyway, Rob, real quick, the chat wants to take a shot at you saying, didn't know that beating Randy Couture for the UFC heavyweight title made you subpar. Boom.
Yeah, who hasn't beaten Randy Couture for the UFC heavyweight title?
Right, I have not.
And
I haven't.
Okay, so we've got 2 people who haven't.
Kurt Angle?
Kurt Angle hasn't. I don't think, the Iceman has.
Ken Shamrock. I don't think he did either.
Yeah, Ken Shamrock hasn't.
Tank Abbott, baby. Tank Abbott.
The point is...
Mark Henry.
the point is, out of people in UFC, Brock Lesnar always struck me from what UFC I watched. Brock Lesnar never seemed to have the respect of actual MMA fighters. He seemed to be like Kimbo Slice.
Well, no, because of where he's coming from. Obviously, no one was going to respect him.
Yeah, right. And then he comes in, and when he starts talking all that shit, bringing.
Oh God, yeah, that was terrible.
I mean,
I think it was good for the talk.
Good for the UFC,
but it was not good for him as a sportsman.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, he did beat Randy Couture for the UFC belt. I'll give him props for that. But at the same point in time, how much money did Dana White spend to bring Brock Lesnar in? How much? What did Dana White have to do to make that investment pay off? And in the end, I don't think it did. Lesnar never really delivered to UFC what Dana White was hoping.
Well, you've heard our thoughts, but now we want to hear from you. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter, and even join us live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. at theftwpodcast.com.